Welcome to Bar Talk, June 22nd. It's actually our first Bar Talk in the summer of 2020. And I wanted to remind you is a non-attribution forum, and that we should be free to ask questions in order to get the knowledge spread that we want to share with Bar Talk. It was originally set up for sharing information that was changing very fast. And in June, we made the decision to go to once a week as a format because things started changing a little at a little slower pace. So with that said, we want to tackle a whole list of things that went on since we last had Bar Talk. And one of those was the issuance of a new PMO TC1 order. And I've gone through it. I just wanted to share with you some of the things that, I've found on it that I think are important. And one of those is that it's declared that jury trials may be scheduled and held after September 7th. So for a lot of us that do that type of work, that's going to be a big change going forward. And you may have judges asking you to plan on scheduling your jury trial after September 7th. The other thing that's discussed in here, where I think the Supreme Court wants to keep pressure on their trial courts, or the trial court chiefs want to keep pressure on their judges, is in grand juries. So the grand jury schedules are starting up in July, and one of the paragraphs in this order is focused on letting everyone know that this emergency order or any other is not going to abrogate the state's responsibility to bring important crimes to the attention of grand jury or indictment.
I just got an option from.
Thanks, Angela. So, so that's pretty important, where you've got an argument as a criminal defense attorney to make sure that the district attorney stays on a time schedule in getting anything that is felony level presented to a grand jury. One of the other things that is mentioned in there is that if you have any clients or you know anyone that has a warrant issued because they have not paid a fine or restitution, that also, any order regarding that is vacated. Now, the part that I didn't quite figure out, I did not get an answer on this yet to determine the importance or the effect of this, but there are traffic violations, and traffic violation issues have been, I guess, effectively extended in previous orders to June 30th for essentially putting them into the court system. And what this order does is extend the deadline from June 30th to July 1st. So I'm not sure what the procedural effect of that is, but we can get there at another date. Angela, did you want to share with us the June 16th and June 15th and June 12th matters?
Sure.
Thank you.
So on June 16th, which when Thad and I spoke earlier, this wasn't even on the slide. I added it after because I found it. The governor issued another emergency order. It's 28-A-2. And basically that deals with not having people in your place of business. And so this current one, A-2, limits the number of customers in a store to 5 for every 1,000 square feet of shopping space. And it does give you a definition of that shopping space. We've provided the links here for all of these things so you could visit them when you get a chance. kind of going backwards here a little bit because there were some things we didn't get to cover at last Bar Talk. June 15th, the dine-in service in York, Cumberland, and Androscoggin counties is actually been moved to June 17th now, which of course has already happened, but that was added with added health and safety protocols outlined in the COVID-19 checklist. And that decision came from the governor following the stabilization of new cases and hospitalization rates in those 3 counties. And then the lodging establishment was for accepting guests that are in the 3 states that were allowed in Maine, was actually accelerated to June 26th. It was originally supposed to be July 1st, which was the start of stage 3 of the plan of reopening Maine. And that was so that those lodging establishments could really do some prep work for the 4th of July weekend and help with tourism and that type of thing. And so the other start dates in stage 3 have not changed, but there have also been additional checklists posted on the checklist page that you'll see there for stage 3. So different businesses, different types of events will be held. And then of course on June 10th, most of you probably know this, that the governor extended the state of civil emergency for another month.
Thank you, Angela. The governor also did a couple other things since we last met. It had 2 proclamations. One was a proclamation on Saturday, the 20th of June, that every 3rd Saturday in June shall be Juneteenth Independence Day. And for those of you that don't know or possibly didn't get a chance to see the series put on by the Maine Law School on Friday, which I didn't get a chance to see that, Juneteenth commemorates when the last slaves were freed pursuant to the Great Rebellion and all the efforts during the Civil War that everyone was involved with. Then there was another proclamation that was LGBTQ Pride Month. And it was denoted that the month of June shall be LGBTQ Pride Month. And it mentioned a few reasons or a few of the issues that some minorities have had over the course of time. What's interesting in the 1-page proclamation is that although discrimination is mentioned as being one of the issues that the Pride Month is supposed to address, it doesn't specifically define what LGBTQ means. I thought that was interesting. As far as business side up, oh yes, and I had one more thing before I guess we get to the business side updates with Angela. So there was also an announcement on June 18th by the Maine Justice Foundation that it has established a new endowment for racial justice. And that was started with a starter contribution of $10,000. And I believe that was from R.M. Davis. So we were thankful for their contribution. I'm personally thankful for it, as well as a number of people have mentioned their thanks, and hopefully some great things will come from this endowment for racial justice. Angela, business side updates.
Okay, as you can see from the business side update bullets, first of all, I just really quick want to remind, if there are section chairs on this call, if you could if you're going to submit a budget this year, you should have received a letter from me already kind of outlining what you should be doing. But if you're going to submit a budget, please get it in as soon as you can. And the other piece there is legal year in review. We have made a decision to hold it as a virtual program in November. There are lots of things at play. We have to have dates for these venues years out in advance. And we don't know where things are going to stand in November. Hopefully we are going to continue to be opening up and things will be better, much better in November, but we can't take the chance and have that venue on hold. And so, and we have upwards of 400 plus people at that event. So we just decided that we're going to hold that virtually. It will be held the week of November 16th. And it will be more of a week-long thing where you can attend so many programs per day. And you can pick and choose what you want to go to. And you'll actually have the opportunity to attend more than you would normally in the one-day event at the Civic Center. We'll have some H&D programming, some ethics programming, and then the regular year in review for the substantive law areas. That's all I have.
Thank you, Angela. So I also want to add that we have our Board of Governors meeting. We have a special one with a few agenda items scheduled for Wednesday. And that we mentioned the poster contest that we, Angela and I and the executive committee were involved in reviewing the posters submitted for the Law Day poster contest, which dealt with women's suffrage. What I don't think that we mentioned was that, though maybe we did, the winner of that poster, essay contest, is going to be published in our summer bar journal. Correct, Angela? And we expect that, to come out in August.
No, I believe it comes out mid-July.
Okay. So
maybe you're right. Maybe it is August.
I know it was somewhere between the end of July and August.
It's mid-August. Catherine just corrected me. Thank you.
All right. So we'll get it out. We'll get it out to you, but we're currently assembling that as we speak. Let's see. And we're also to go along with what Angela was saying about getting in our section chair budget. We're having, of course, the finance committee meeting in August, but we're also going to be voting on a budget shortly thereafter. So we're facing some potential budget challenges for our association. So that leads me to the segue for personal side updates. I am very thankful for our MSBA members and for everyone tuning in and their support over the last week for a lot of goings on for our association. And I feel that the process that has been identified in the newspaper on Friday, on Saturday, is making us stronger as an organization. And I'm really happy for those members that are getting active, giving us your comments, your thoughts, your support, ideas, all of the above to help us be a better organization. Angela, any alibis before we wrap up?
All good, Bed.
All right. If anyone, I guess one of the things I wanted to offer is if anyone has any questions right now that they want to share with our group and we'll help you get answers to them if we don't have them right off the bat, please let us know what they are. You can send them through chat. That was one of the additional things that we were asking too, that if you have a question, you can just type it in chat and we'll have that ready to be asking when question time arrives. So we're at question time. We'll give it just a couple minutes. I'm told the time that you are to give to be within the Zoom etiquette rules, there are 10 seconds for anything to appear in chat or verbally. I don't see anything, so we'll see you all next week on June 29th, and we look forward to some more updates to share with you and news to share with you then. Thank you.